Welcome into Sports Idiot Nation. It is our last day of our March Movie Madness, as it is April. We already know who won the championship in basketball, so we got to get from the Elite Eight all the way to the championship. So stick around and find out how not only we got there, but also you have to find out the link that Edward finds for Star Wars and Back to the Future.
Sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between.
By idiots, for idiots.
This is Sports Idiot Nation.
Sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. Welcome back, sinners. This is Season 2 of Sports Idiot Nation.
Welcome in. It is another Wednesday episode, and we are still drudging through our Final Four. We know that Michigan won the second best Final Four. We are still waiting to find out who our Final Four here is for March Movie Madness. So we got, of course, Edward and Brent Thrax. Thanks for hanging out. T.I., as always, I'm stuck with him. He's like a hemorrhoid. So let us go through these picks here. What do we got left, T.I.?
Oh, we have, as we have dwindled it down to the Elite Eight. For those of you who have missed the previous episodes, you can go back and watch them. Start off with 64, narrowed 32, Sweet 16, Elite 8. So now we are going to determine in this episode the Final Four as well as the championship, and then we'll debate the championship, and we'll leave out of here. We're crowning one movie as our winner for the 2026 March Movie Madness Sports Idiot Nation. Film Idiot Nation. That's a lot of words. Bracket challenge.
That's enough words.
Let's get into it. That. The acronym would still be like 2 rows of letters. But all right, so let's start off. Let's just keep it the same form. We'll start in the same order. We're gonna go action region. The final 2 standing are The Dark Knight and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1990.
I have a question.
Yeah,
now that there's 4 people, there can be a tie, though, correct?
There can be, and if that's the case, we can't go to a live vote on the crowd.
Right.
So,
we'll figure it out.
We'll have to see.
We'll make a fun game out of it. We'll figure it out. Edward,
Okay.
let's start with you.
Okay, what were the 2?
The Dark Knight and 1990 Ninja Turtles.
Okay, I'm going to have to go with the 1990 Ninja Turtles. I think both movies are iconic, but I think that the 1990 Ninja Turtles has stood the test of time longer. I think that more people now are talking about the 1990 Ninja Turtles and the merchandise, etc., than they are about the Dark Knight. I think that people are still talking about the Dark Knight, but I think more people are talking about the 1990 Ninja Turtles than they are the Dark Knight. And I think that more people are talking about the merchandise from the 1990 Ninja Turtles. I don't think anybody's talking about the merchandise at all from the Dark Knight whatsoever. I think that as far as other movies of that certain character, I think that others can compete with the Dark Knight. And I think that other characters can compete. I don't think any other Turtles movie competes with the 1990 TMNT, and any other iteration can compete. I don't think the comic can compete. I don't think anything competes with that iteration. So I'm going to go with TMNT.
All right. Brent Thrax.
Yeah.
We know where you're going.
I think you guys are a bunch of kindergartners. I think Heath Ledger won an Oscar for the Joker, and Master Shredder did not, nor did Master Splinter, nor did April O'Neil. And The Dark Knight is a far superior movie. So I give you
I'll say
guys
this.
2 thumbs down.
Okay. So let me say this to Edward in the defense of this, because I'm more towards Brent Thrax for this reason. this isn't a toys, like what toy did better, what are people talking about. This is March movie madness. We are,
Right.
to me, we're only talking about like the script, the storyline, the actors who made the movie. Like, so for me, and I am a part of Turtles Idiot Nation, so it does, you can rewind the tape and go back to my face when Ti first said Turtles versus Batman. I was like, oh, it was like, oh, I got a hurting in my side, like, because I knew I was gonna have to go against Turtles, because just sheer movie talk. I agree with everything you said. However, that's not what this bracket is to me. That's why I'm going with The Dark Knight. But does this mean we have a tie because it's me and Brent? Ti, what are you saying? Well, I have an idea to come up with if it's a tie. Yeah. I got a side. Oh, pain in my butt.
That's all the Buffalo Wild Wings you probably ate last night, Adam. That's probably affecting your side.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I got buy one, get one.
I'm so torn on this, man. I'm so torn on
No,
this.
dude.
It sounds like though that you really want to explore this tiebreaker, because you said that you have an idea for a tie. So
No, not necessarily. I want to know you're honest. Be honest.
I don't know. I really don't know.
It's
I
movie.
think
Keep in mind, it's not.
yeah,
This
still though,
is.
I mean, I think like the original Ninja Turtles is one of the most comic friendly adaptations I've ever seen.
That's not what this bracket is. It's not what's more adaptable. This isn't.
I mean,
This
but it's
isn't
a
who
great
did
movie.
the best merchandise.
It's a great movie. It's dark. It's gritty. It's funny.
How many Oscars did it win?
It's well acted.
The Oscars are for
Won,
people who sniff their own
it
farts.
won an Oscar for.
They're
Yeah,
not
it
for
won
the
an
average
Oscar for the best
moviegoer.
movie
They're not
of
for the
all
average.
time.
You have to go for the average person. The average person does not give a fuck about the Oscars. The average person,
Hey,
and I'm saying that as
that's
a
also fair.
filmmaker, okay? And the Oscars are also bought and paid for. It's whoever gives the best meals and the best BJs the night before or the week before. Whoever gives the best payment plan before the Oscars, and that's been proven, by the way. That's 100% been proven. Watch Adam Ruins Everything. They talk about all the different ways that you can win the Oscars, and it's a point-proven way that you can do that. It's whoever puts together the best.
Impressive to do it when you're dead, though. Can't give too many BJs when you're dead.
Right, and
but Adam, though,
he also his performance becomes a lot less impressive when you see the person that he completely copied. By the way, I forget
Tom
exactly.
Waits.
Yeah, exactly.
Tom Waits.
Exactly. Tom Waits.
Tom Waits to a T.
Yeah.
The way he licks his, like it's Tom Waits. That's fine.
But yeah, the guy who played Leonardo went full method.
Totally. Adam, I was going to say, you're talking about the Oscars. How many Oscars did Turtles win? According to Turtles Idiot Nation, it won an Oscar for the best movie of all time out of all the movies ever.
That's fair. That's also fair. Yeah.
That's a pretty nice Oscar. But yeah, God, man, I hate this. I don't know what to do. The Dark Knight is.
I'll just say Ninja Turtles. Be honest for once.
Yeah, I'm going to say Ninja Turtles. We're going to go to the tiebreaker because I'm really interested to hear about it. But should we come back to the tiebreaker?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back to it. All right. Here we go. Next round, comedy region. The final two standing here are legends in their own right. Defined generations of comedy. Dumb and Dumber against Animal House. Man. I'll start this one off since it was left up to me to be the bad guy last time. I'm going to say Dumb and Dumber. Animal House is great, but Dumb and Dumber, I think I think it's one of those movies that people will still be watching 50 years from now. I'm not sure if Animal House will probably still be as popular, but just maybe not as big as Dumb and Dumber is or was or will continue to be. So I got to go, whether I'm wrong or right, I got to go Dumb and Dumber.
Valid.
Dumb and Dumber for
Who
me
wants
too.
to go next? Adam, why don't you go?
I'm Dumb and Dumber. It's not that it wasn't easy, but just push come to shove, I'll go Dumb and Dumber.
All right. Brent?
Saddle up, partner. Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, I know you said you
All right,
modeled
so
your
we're
whole
good.
entire life after it. Edward, round us out. Round us out,
Yeah,
Edward.
yeah. I'm also Dumb and Dumber. So
Wow. All right. I didn't
All right.
expect that. I didn't
Yeah.
Look at that.
clean sweep.
Dumb and Dumber
I'll take
wins the comedy region. Dumb and Dumber is moving on to the final four. All right.
Yeah, other than personal preference, I think Dumb and Dumber just has more laugh out loud moments. Animal House is a classic, and all kinds of great jokes and scenes too. But like Dumb and Dumber is just so damn stupid, and I just, especially our generation just relates to it more. Animal House is just a little dated,
yeah,
a little slower.
exactly. It's
Yeah.
good for its time, but I think Dumb and Dumber is more timeless.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. All right. Well, now we're moving on. We have last time, Edward, you weren't with us, but we had to leave it up to the fan vote. We had to put polls on the web because we were split between Jaws and Heat. The fan vote moved Jaws into the Elite Eight. So we have Jaws going up against the Nightmare on Elm Street. It's almost like Edward came prepared with his shirt. I mean, so yeah, Brent, why don't you start us off? I know this one might be a little tough for you. I know you like both of them. So
Yeah, I mean, two all-timers. Freddy's iconic, but just the movie, Jaws is beyond a classic, whereas Nightmare on Elm Street is just cool. It's fun. Freddy's awesome, but like as far as movie making goes, you got Spielberg, you got Roy Scheider, you got all the great performances, Robert Shaw,
Nails on the chalkboard.
Richard Dreyfuss, nails on the chalkboard, Bruce the Shark, all of it. It's I've been thinking it's probably going to go all the way to the championship for me for Jaws. All right, so you guys can tell me why I'm wrong.
If it advances.
Jaws. Now I've got to
you
agree.
got Jaws?
Yeah, I got Jaws. Like I said, I've been obsessed with Jaws since I was a little kid. Obsessed with sharks. I mean, just always about it. Anytime it's on TV, I watch it. I'd watch it over and over. Every time I go to SeaWorld when I was a kid, I would think of the Jaws that takes place at SeaWorld. Like, I've just been Jaws-centric. Rode the ride at Universal, as we talked about the last show when I was a kid, when I was like 10, and just, I don't know, man, something about Jaws has always stuck with me. Freddy, I dressed up for Halloween 3 or 4 years in a row. I love Freddy, love Nightmare on Elm Street, probably my favorite horror series of all of the movie monsters. But yeah, I got to go with Jaws.
We've talked about this. I'm not a huge scary movie, so it's Jaws for me anyway, just off of that. But Edward can talk about Nightmare. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I love Nightmare. I wouldn't have picked Jaws only because I didn't grow up with Jaws, so it never was scary for me, and the acting didn't hit with me. It always seemed like a action movie director trying to direct a horror film and not hitting. And I know that's like blasphemous to say. And you can say what you will about other things that he's directed, and there are horror elements and stuff. Him being Steven Spielberg, Duel and stuff like that. But I'd never considered Eve Jaws even in like the pantheon of top horror films. But I think it would have beat other films on this list for sure. Not this one.
Sure. All right, so Jaws moves on.
So Jaws. So we got Dumb and Dumber. We've got Jaws. Still debating on Turtles and Dark Knight. Last to round out the final four, nostalgia region, we have Back to the Future going up against The Empire Strikes Back. Definitely has been the toughest region of all. All these movies are classics, timeless classics. I feel like that we all have been fans of at one point or another, and probably still are. But I'll let someone else start this one off.
right.
Adam, why
So
don't
you
you
gotta-
start off?
I want to start
Or
this
there you
one
go.
off.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
first off,
do
you
it.
gotta think outside the box on this one. They're both incredible franchises, right? They're incredible franchises. You gotta think outside the box, because if you think inside the box, it's gonna be too close, right? So first, you gotta think, what kind of incest are you into? Do you like the sister incest, or do you like the mom incest? And what way do you lean? And that is going to determine, are you going Back to the Future, or are you going the Star Wars way? And I think in that sense, you gotta go the Star Wars way, because if you're leaning towards that kind of pornographic material, Star Wars is the way to go. Because at least
Ladies and gentlemen,
they
tip
write
your
that wrong.
bartenders. We're here all week. That's our show.
This is why.
That was
This is why.
That was
this
awesome.
Is why our 14 to 15 viewers tune in every week for commentary like
that's
this.
a solid Instagram reel, is what that is. That's a viral clip right there for one Edward, dude. That's so terrible. I did not even draw the comparison. Maybe I'm stuck too inside the box. I guess it's my problem. The man in your box. But dude, that's epic. I love that. Brent Thrax, what do you say?
I love that. I never, even remotely contemplated that. And Carrie Fisher and Leah Thompson are hot ass women. So that is perplexing. I'd probably go with Carrie Fisher. She was like my first crush ever for obvious reasons, but Leah Thompson is a fine woman. Which one have I seen more? Which one do I love more? Empire Strikes Back. But I think Back to the Future is a better movie. Every time I've been on here, I've said how that screenplay is studied in film school, and as a complete movie, start to finish, it's damn near perfect in incest storylines and all. So I honestly think Back to the Future is better than Empire Strikes Back, which is difficult for me to admit, but if I objectively have to just look at it, I think Back to the Future is a better movie.
Yeah, the Wampas are going to make you guys change your names now to the DeLoreans.
The McFlys.
Yeah. The McFlys, yeah. McFly, you make like a tree.
That'd be all right. That sounds more like a beer league name.
The Nashville McFlys. Man, golly, tough. Empire is my favorite Star Wars movie. It's the reason why it's on here, because I made the list. Guilty as charged. But I got to go Back to the Future, man. I got to go Back to the Future. I just feel like I agree with Brent. I feel like it is one of those movies that will. I mean, Empire Strikes Back is timeless. All this stuff's timeless, but just the story itself, just the end of it, the ending, just letting us know immediately that there was a sequel on the way. We didn't have to wait around and find out. It's just immediately right after the end. To be continued, where we're going, we don't need roads. All that just was huge. Still, I think the trilogy stands up. The Star Wars 4, 5, and 6 stands up. So those probably the two best trilogies, period, that we ever got, and they all came in the same time frame. So, but I gotta go Back to the Future. Got to go Back to the Future to make it to the Final Four.
I'm going Huey Lewis over John Singleton.
Williams.
No, who? What?
John Williams.
John L. Williams. Yeah.
John Singleton. No, that's Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, I'm wrong. Yeah, but it's the thought that counts here at Sports Idiot Nation.
John Cena.
Yeah.
John Cena.
Droids in the Hood.
Yeah, I'm going Huey Lewis. I
I would watch Droids
I
in the
would
Hood,
watch
though.
Joys in the Hood.
Yeah. All right, so now I think it's time for the tiebreaker, and here's the way that I was crunching some numbers, looking this up. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Dark Knight. Now, I want to see what you guys think. There's some categories that we're going to go over: impact, rewatchability, acting, fun, and then explain your personal bias. And we're going to have then a point system. So let's go over the impact of Turtles came out first. So let's go over, obviously, that's going to score very high. The impact of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when they were able to come up with an actual live action movie on a scale of 1 to 5. It's fair to say that's close to a 4 or 5, correct? Would anyone argue against that?
I mean, it has to be. At the time, until Blair Witch came out, it was the highest grossing independent film. Had just kids and parents lined around the building. I mean, just Jim Henson involved, just everything about it. And honestly, a lot of people say it's kind of like, 1A and 1B of Batman 89 and Turtles 90, which really like gave the studio hope to make comic book movies. So, I mean, I think impact has to be a 5.
Yeah, I'm with that. Does anyone disagree of the impact? I'm looking at you, Brent Thrax.
I told you guys, I was there. I saw it in the theater. Like it was cool and everything, but like it's just a fun kids movie. I don't know that it had any impact.
What are we considering it?
So on toys still
Yeah,
being
there's
made
still toys
today?
being made today. It's the biggest toy, one of the biggest toy lines, if not the biggest impact of
impact.
all time on toys.
Right. That's the impact.
True.
I mean, that's pretty
It's
tough.
true. Made
But that
a
doesn't wear hockey pads.
Right. Batman has impact. Batman, you can go to a third world country, show the Bat logo,
Right,
and people
that's
like
Batman, but is it just the Dark
like,
Knight?
okay, so you have a point. So I would say that as the official scorer, I would say it's 5-4 on impact. Now, so the that goes to Turtles. Rewatchability. Man. Now, I know Brent Thrax would say, Turtles, I've seen it once, I'm good. Right?
I gotta go back and rewatch it now. I've talked so much shit to you guys about that movie, and like
Dude,
I
it's a
barely,
good
I
movie. It really is.
I barely remember it. Uh, I know I liked it at the time, but like I don't remember going like whoa. Whereas
So
Dark
now,
Knight, I came out of that like that was
I-
awesome, and like I just every
is it
time
fair?
the Joker was on screen, it was like whoa.
Let me ask Edward this: Is it fair to say that rewatchability is 5-5, or would you give Dark Knight a 4?
I mean, you gotta think about like recency bias too. Like, think about how many times you would rewatch Turtles as a kid versus how many times you'd watch Dark Knight as an adult. Or a kid would rewatch.
Well, that's bad to ask me because I've watched it. I've rewatched Dark
Yeah,
Knight like 20 times.
well, I watched
That's
I watched
bad
Turtles 2
for
yesterday.
me.
It not related to this whatsoever. And I watched the Easter special just on Easter. If you look at my Instagram, so like it's all the time. But I watched the Dark Knight. I actually don't like the Dark Knight the most of the trilogy. I actually watch Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, and I don't hate the trilogy either. I literally cried in the theater when he jumped across the fucking the gorge in Dark Knight Rises, and I saw it in the theater 3 times. What was the question? One more time.
Well, rewatchability. Would you say it's 5-5, or 5-4 Turtles over.
I would say
Batman.
5-4.
They can
I would say
score the
5 to
same
4
points.
because I think specifically with them moving on to other things going on right now, like with Batman and stuff like that. I think they've already moved on, whereas like nothing's moved on to replace the Turtles, where things have moved on to replace the Dark Knight.
Ti, where do you see it?
Oh man, I gotta give it a 5-5 across the board. There, I've watched it so many times. I saw Dark Knight in the theater 3 times. I have watched it over and over. I literally almost watched it last night. I had it up and I was like, oh man, it's like 1 a.m. I can't start watching this right now. I have to go to the office in the morning. So I watched a little bit of Daredevil instead. Not Ben Affleck, the new Daredevil series, which is pretty good.
So
I give it a 5-5.
All right, so that so far gives the edge to Turtles because it was 5-4 for Impact, 5-5 tie there. Next is acting, and now the issue is, come on guys, the acting in Dark Knight was better than the acting in Turtles.
I think Raphael's a better actor than everybody.
Come on. Yeah, but come on, Gary Oldman, dude, that dude can act. I mean, I thought the acting was pretty stellar in Batman. Can we give the edge 5-4?
You can give it.
Is that
You
fair?
can give it even lower. You can give it even lower
I think
for
so.
Turtles, honestly, for acting.
Okay, so 5-3. Let's go with 5-3. That, as of right now, gives the edge by 1
because the fun is going to be 0 for
and
Batman.
Yeah. Now I will say that the fun goes to Turtles, but let's decide that score. 5-3.
What's if you talk about fun, like fun as in like, oh, this is actually fun. Like,
fun, yeah.
It's dark.
Batman's not.
It's literally
fun.
called Dark Knight, not Fun Night.
Suspense. Hey, Turtles was so dark they had to change to where Turtles 2 couldn't have weapons and they fought with salamis and so that Turtles was dark too. Just saying,
little foam boppets.
They kept tiny dicking you. Yeah, we talked about that.
Fun, like, yeah. So yes, the fun edge by 2 for sure. Like at least 5-3 or 4-2, whatever. So
I mean, I will say this: the Joker did make me laugh a lot, as dark and twisted.
But when like a little kid watch it and be like, "Oh, this is so
when he
fun."
first came out.
Let me put this on for my 5-year-old.
No. Yeah, my kiddo he always would find my Dark Knight Blu-ray, and he'd be like, "When can I watch this?"
My kid would watch it. My kid
now-
literally just watched the Send Help Sam Raimi movie and kept having us rewind the part where the throw up on the face happens. We're like, we're not going to do it for the third time. Come on.
Yeah.
She's 4, by the way.
Yeah. Well, that'd be weird. The third time.
I want to see that. I thought it looked pretty good. Was it good? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I mean it's good enough. You get all the Sam Raimi stuff.
That's another show, Ti. That's another show.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, so now with Batman was up 2, now it's tied going into the very, very, very last little thing here is bias. So our own personal bias and explain why. So how you grew up on it. Now, we know with Brent Thrax that it's his Batman bias, but explain, be honest, Brent Thrax, how old were you, dude, in 1990 watching Turtles? Is that fair?
15. 15,
Okay,
almost
that's
16.
surprising. That's surprising that you didn't. I like it. That's surprising that you didn't love Turtles at that age. Would you classify yourself as too old at that time to appreciate Sam Rockwell giving cigarettes out? Like, did that not No, I'm being serious. Like, was that not cool?
Maybe you have to watch Shredder.
You guys just need to say Ninja Turtles wins and move on with it. No, dude, I told you my first exposure to Ninja Turtles was through Anthrax. Danny Spitz, the guitar player, had it painted on his Jackson Flying V guitar, and it was like, holy shit, that's so cool. And then I saw the comic books, like the original ones, which are kind of edgy, and like that name is so crazy and perfect for the '80s. I mean, I, it's a best on best matchup. I mean, it's you're talking two of the biggest IPs ever, and Ninja Turtles should totally get its propers. I'm just looking at the damn movie. I'm just telling you, I barely remember that movie, and I thought at the time it was a fun, kiddie movie as a 15-year-old. And Dark Knight, I just think has some outstanding performances, and I can remember the storyline and all that stuff. So I just think Dark Knight is a better film, and that's
They're
all I
both
got.
PG-13, right?
Yeah.
No,
Is
Turtles
it?
is PG.
I
You
don't
sure?
even know.
Turtles is PG. Yeah,
Oh, that's crazy.
pretty sure. Yeah, at the time, I mean, it might be PG-13 today just because the violence and the damn. But yeah, they were like, "Can we cuss? You can say damn as many times as you want." They said it. I think they say it 4 times. But yeah, it's PG. Pretty sure it's PG.
It might make you like Turtles a little
All
bit
right,
more
so
if he watches the crossover where Shredder fights Batman.
Oh yeah, that's great. It's great. It's great,
Yep.
great. When he drops down.
The three of us then remaining have a stronger bias to Turtles because, I had Turtles. I loved Batman, but I had Turtles bed sheets. I had Turtles. I owned more Turtles stuff than Batman. So, like, as far as growing up with bias,
One
it's
second.
Turtles for me,
One
and
second.
obviously for Edward
One
and
second.
Ti. All right, stay tuned. Edward's gonna show off.
There's no telling what he's about to bring. He has so much random shit.
Ninja Turtles underwear.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure I had Batman underoos.
I don't know if you can say there's a
I
bias
did too. I did have,
since I have the Batmobile and a whole bunch of stuff from that as well. And I've been a lifelong DC fan. I just think Turtles is a better movie.
well, so your bias still goes with Turtles, wouldn't you say?
I mean,
just overall bias, if you had to pick.
I wouldn't say
right?
there's like a bias though. I have tons of DC stuff. I have tons of, I have DC tattooed all over my body. I don't have Turtles tattooed all over my body. Tons of DC comics. I don't have any Turtles comics. Actually, I do have a Turtles comics. I have this and this right here, right next to me, randomly. Actually, not planned.
And here's what's funny. Yeah. Then your bias is more towards Batman along with Brenthrax, and then me and Ti are tied with Turtles, which means
no,
exactly
I'm going towards Turtles.
So this didn't work at all. Oh, okay. So by a smidge, this will be the by the lowest. It was 100 to 99 at the buzzer, like a buzzer beater, as Brenthrax has. Yes, the Joker and Batman there. Yeah.
So Turtle
I didn't have to reach too far. It's right in the show the whole time. There's my little Batman. Oh, that's a Batcock. The Batcock.
Crotch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just on my desk here. I didn't have to reach far.
All right, so we know that Dark Knight has officially been defeated then by a smidge. Turtles moves on. We now have the final four. Ti, give us our matchups.
All right, final four matchups. We have Ninja Turtles going up against Dumb and Dumber, and we have Jaws going up against Back to the Future.
Wow.
Yep.
Crazy.
Interesting final four. So
Yes.
let's
Interesting.
start
So,
with Turtles versus Dumb and Dumber.
yeah.
Oh wow.
Two just wild different movies, right? Like
Yeah.
you just have to decide if you want to go the nostalgic toy that lives on and still means a lot in 2026 with the Ninja Turtles, and just an icon that Jim Carrey is, and the fact that he got Jeff Daniels to do that comedy with him, and how they were just gold together. And just the writing, the jokes, how it hit every time. Man, I'll start by saying that I, along with Brent Thrax, do use Dumb and Dumber lines to navigate my life. Like, my life would have gone a different road if, you know, if we didn't throw another shrimp on the bobby. And if, what if he shot you in the face? That's a chance we were willing to take. Like, so I just think, like, the humor part I'll always watch humor, just ungodly great humor. I mean, that's next level. I mean, I'll always watch Step Brothers, Dumb and Dumber, Big Daddy. Like, I'll never not watch those. It's a law. I'll kill myself if I don't sit down and watch those when they're on. If they're on like TBS or whatever, right? True TV, if you will. I will never not watch those. And it's not that I won't with Turtles, but it just hits different. So it pains me. Look, the Final Four is going to be tough no matter how you slice it. But it pains me to say I will pick Dumb and Dumber. I know we already know what Brent Thrax says. So
What's the
TI,
matchup? Dumb and Dumber and who?
Dumb and Dumber versus Turtles. That's so easy for you, dude.
I can't talk turtles anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. And plus, we know you live your life off Dumb and Dumber. So
yeah.
We already knew that.
Do you realize what you've done?
What you've done? Yeah. Yep. So TI.
Oh man, I want to say TMT. I do, but I just Dumb and Dumber. I think is again as many times I've quoted parts of TMT. I've probably quoted Dumb and Dumber 100 times more. It's just it's a comedy masterpiece from beginning to end. I mean, everything from the little old lady that steals all their shit, just all the one-liners, just the iconic suits that you see everybody wear now all the time for Halloween and stuff like that. The blue and orange suits. Yeah, and the ending is just perfect. I gotta say Dumb and Dumber. I mean, TMT may be more important to me than Dumb and Dumber, but I think overall, I think Dumb and Dumber might be just an edge of a better movie, and really carved out a landscape of things. I mean, Turtles carved its own foothold, made studios be willing to make comic book movies again, but Dumb and Dumber really set a standard for what a comedy should be, and we've just had so many people use that blueprint moving forward. I got to go Dumb and Dumber.
Wow.
And I'm going Dumb and Dumber as well.
Yeah. There you
Clean
go.
sweep. That's a tough one.
Clean sweep.
That's
So
a tough
Dumb and Dumber makes the championship round. I like it.
I love it. I like that.
I like it. All right. And so here we go. Final game. Jaws versus Back to the Future.
Ooh. Some good movies, boys. Anthrax, you start this one.
Wow. There's nobody I want to have sex with in Jaws.
Not even Jaws?
No.
The last
That's a very big mouth.
Too fishy. Too teethy. And I've been championing Back to the Future this whole time for the brilliant screenwriting and performances, and it was fun and cool and all-timer, which it is. But sorry, Edward, but Jaws to me is just epic filmmaking. I mean, it's up there with, you know, Godfather and Lawrence of Arabia and Citizen Kane and all kinds of movies I've
Debbie,
never actually watched.
Debbie
Mice
does.
and
Debbie does
Men,
Dallas.
right?
Debbie does
Yeah,
Dallas.
yeah. But yeah, I gotta go with Jaws. It's that is again just based on the movie. Uh, it's modern visual Shakespeare to me. I think it's got to win the whole thing. For my money.
Yeah, I'd rather watch Jaws over Back to the Future too. I don't really like Back to the Future that much, to be honest.
Wow. And just as a
Uh-oh.
film, you're saying Jaws? Just
I mean, I think I respect it. It's
Yeah.
never been one of the movies that I really would like watch over and over again.
Sure.
I have the trilogy, and I like a few of the video games, more the Japanese video games, but yeah, it's not one of the films that I see myself watching over and over again. My list would have been different than T.I.'s.
Oh, $1,000,000,000.
Yeah, I would love to have seen Edward's list.
A lot
I liked your list.
of weird Korean shit on there.
Yeah.
All right, Ti, what do you say?
Oh, this is tough. I want to go Back to the Future. I do because I've been riding it this whole time, but I still have to go back to Jaws. Like Jaws was more impactful for me as a kid. Jaws had me just not even wanting to go past knees deep in the ocean. I always thought about it anytime I see a shark, anytime I would read a book about sharks, like I just picture Jaws in my mind. Back to the Future is, like I said, probably one of the best trilogies. Like I even think the third one is good, which doesn't happen a whole lot. But I think I gotta send Jaws to the championship. I think it's worthy. I think it's worthy of it. I think Back to the Future is as well, but just more to me is just more impactful.
Yeah. It's not a clean sweep. If I had to pick a movie to watch, I would pick Back to the Future, and I like Jaws a lot. But I mean, it's tough. It's the final four, so any pick I make, it would be tough. But I just wasn't going to give it a clean sweep. But yes, Jaws moves on. So now we have to really dissect this, guys. We can't just say, "Oh, Jaws wins." Like, let's really go through here now, and as we look at it's Jaws first, Dumb and Dumber, right? And so let's look at this from a couple different ways. So first of all, let's talk about the script. And we can laugh and joke, but the script for Dumb and Dumber, honestly, is epic. It truly is. Two guys go on the road. It's like a buddy cop almost kind of like thing. Two buddies go on the road. There's been all kinds of movies where two guys are on the road, right? But this script was amazing in the way they wrote the jokes, the way that unwritten jokes got into the movie. Big gulps, huh? Not ever written, that he just went with it, right? And things like that. So that's like a 10 out of 10. And then one of the best scripts you could say maybe of all time, when you look at just the script and then don't think of the picture being made and just read the words. Holy cow, Jaws is pretty intense, right? So let me ask Edward, do you give personally an edge to any of these scripts, or do you call it 10 and 10?
I would pick Dumb and Dumber over Jaws.
Okay, why?
I just think it's more of a compelling story. I think it's a more compelling script. I care about the characters more. I wanted everybody in Jaws to die, including the shark. Yeah. So yeah, I didn't like anything about Jaws. I think that Dumb and Dumber does more for the comedy genre than Jaws does for the horror genre. I think The Exorcist did everything for the horror genre. That like if everybody says like what's the scariest horror movie, they say The Exorcist. They don't say Jaws. And you can test that over and over again. 9
Well,
times out of
sure.
10, people will say the most iconic horror film of all time is The Exorcist.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times, more often than not, Dumb and Dumber will be in the conversation. Now, people that aren't horror fans will say Jaws because they know of Jaws because of Steven Spielberg. But yeah. Now, is it iconic because of its place in history? Yes, but I believe it's the Model T, and maybe we're going with the Ferraris.
Yeah. Yeah, I would pick Dumb and Dumber if I had to pick a script just by reading it, but I do hold Jaws a little bit higher. Brent Thrax, what about you?
Jaws, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Again, this is so tough. Number one, this is the most middle-aged guy shit ever. Dumb and Dumber versus Jaws. Next year we gotta do March Madness chick flick edition where we have to the
Gen Z
Notebook
edition.
Yeah,
no chick flick
that's
or Gen
funny.
Z, yeah, just all kinds of shit we would
You're not wrong.
cringe to get through, but I mean, I fucking love Dumb and Dumber. I can quote the whole damn movie, but
Yeah.
again, just epic filmmaking. It's Jaws all day. Actually, it's Ninja Turtles all day.
Oh, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, now he says that. All right. TI.
Oh, this is tough.
Script.
Tough.
We're talking script.
We're just talking script.
You give an edge.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Script wise, I think I would probably give an edge to Dumb and Dumber just because there's way more going on. There's a lot of twists. You've got the whole crime aspect. You've got the infatuation with Lauren Holly. You've got the buddy comedy. Then you've got the buddies turned against each other because the love interest got in the way, but they're too stupid to realize that neither of them have a chance with her. And yeah, there's just so many different storylines going on. So I think script wise but it doesn't take away from the script of Jaws because the movie itself is iconic. But I think just an edge a little bit to Dumb and Dumber on the script.
All right, so then movie, like the visually or just Edward, you know what I'm trying to say, like just as far as a good movie, not the writing per se, but visually Jaws had some great moments, obviously, with some attacks and like the tense moment where the nails on the chalkboard that I referenced earlier, those were intense moments of the movie. A good comedy doesn't have necessarily intense moment in the same way, but there are tear-jerking, funny lines that the four of us will never ever forget. So, who do you give the edge to on the tear-jerking, funny moments versus how many of those intense moments in Jaws where you're like, holy cow? Where do you start there, Edward?
Off the top of my head, I can think of like 4 or 5 really intense moments in Jaws, whereas there's like just a plethora of crazy
83.
lines. And
there's 83.
Yeah. And even though like the little throwaway things in Dumb and Dumber you come back to, like the big gulp line. And even from like the other characters that aren't Jim Carrey, like the pretty bird when he's just petting the dead bird.
They got Geraldo to be in on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Current affair.
Yeah. So I think Dumb and Dumber.
Okay, Brent Thrax, state your case for Jaws. Let's hear it.
There's no swimming with bow-legged women. I hate you guys. I hope you die in the ocean.
Yeah. You kind of sense what's happening here, I think. But you can't
It's
be
just
too
a better.
upset
It's
because you
just.
love Dumb and Dumber.
I do. I love Back to the Future. I like Ninja Turtles. I mean, these are the creme de la creme of middle-aged guy movies.
Yeah.
Uh, we're
I
gonna need a
mean, I
bigger vote.
lost
I mean, Josh has so many quotable lines too.
one of my
But I
favorites
mean,
just lost too, so
yeah, yeah.
so
Who's a
it
cooler
happens.
horror dude than Freddy? But
Another thing
yeah,
about you know some kind of sexual stuff.
Insert sexual joke. So,
oh,
but
Ellen Brody.
we can safely assume that with that category there, that obviously Dumb and Dumber takes it, and then Ti, the last thing that I wanted to have you start with this category is reasons to recommend to a friend to watch. Are you choosing, if you're getting
Oh,
5 friends together, which movie are you saying, hey, we got to
man.
watch this, and
Well,
why?
That's a no-brainer.
What is it?
It's Dumb and Dumber because it's a movie that everybody can pretty much find joy in. Like even Jaws, I mean, there's going to be somebody that's like, oh, I'm not into movies like that. I don't want to watch a bunch of people die. Like there's just some people aren't in that. Like some people
It's the
can't watch
intention,
scary.
though, right?
Yeah, I mean, some people can't watch scary shit. Some people can't watch. They're just like, oh, I have bad dreams, I have nightmares. I don't want to watch that. But Dumb and Dumber is just. I think it's more universal. It's easier for a group of people to sit down and watch the whole thing beginning to end. Jaws is a phenomenal movie, beginning to end. But I just think if you got a room of 5 people and they're watching Jaws, you're going to have 3 people running, talking the whole damn time. Dumb and Dumber, everybody's just going to be zoned in, laughing.
That's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I will
yeah,
give you guys that one.
I think intention, though, is key because if you're watching Dumb and Dumber with friends, yeah, that might be true. But again, intention. If you're Netflix and chilling with someone, you're going to want them to holding your hand and gripping onto you watching a horror film. You're not going to want them laughing and snort laughing and milk coming out of their nose and
yeah.
Maybe.
you're going to want them to be scared and holding on to you and stuff like that during a horror movie.
It's true.
No chick wants to watch Dumb and Dumber.
It's true. This is true.
They have to put up with enough idiot guy shit.
And a lot of them,
But
not to speak for a lot of people, but a lot of people aren't going to like that kind of humor. A lot of females that I've shown Dumb and Dumber to are not going to like the same kind of
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, a lot of dudes who don't like Dumb and Dumber as far as the humor goes. Usually a lot of like too macho dudes. Yeah.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
So that's kind of overwhelming. It makes it to where it's like it was kind of an overwhelming championship game. It was the old Michigan versus UConn. Not a very well played game, and just
go blue.
It's only fitting though that a podcast by the name of Sports Idiot Nation, their first winner of the March Movie Madness would be Dumb and Dumber.
We crown Dumb and Dumber. G'day, mate.
That's the way it goes. It's the way it goes. But hey,
perfect.
That's why you gotta put in the work in the off season. That way that they can continue on. And Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels did that. So and still one of the lines that we never have even mentioned on any of the episodes talking about Dumb and Dumber is you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? Like even that. That's. I mean, that is iconic.
That needs to be your bumper.
You still see people like using that today and like overdubbing stuff on it, like people's songs or something, So, but yeah, so there we have it. Dumb and Dumber. Congratulations, Dumb and Dumber. We don't have a trophy for you or anything. Both of you, Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey, have enough money. You're doing just fine. Jim Carrey's still got that Sonic money rolling in. So you guys are doing just
He
fine.
just keeps coming out of retirement for Sonic movies, so.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not doing it anymore. And then they come to him like, how about another Sonic movie? Okay, why not?
He's
Yeah.
got to eat. What was that thing with him with plastic surgery? Was that a hoax, or did he like
He literally, he
Botox
just got a
himself to
facelift,
death?
and they're like, oh man, a man got a facelift? God damn. Like, that's impossible. He must be an alien, or he must be a clone.
So it wasn't a hoax.
No, he really
I
got,
didn't give it. I didn't,
he got cheek injections, and he got Botox, and people are like, oh man, he must be a clone.
He did
Well,
kind of
he
have
looked-
a
did
Val
kinda look
Kilmer
weird.
vibe going. Kind of looked like Val Kilmer for a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, he
I
gained
thought
some weight too.
in the face.
gotta-
Yeah.
he's got to
That'll
play
do
the
it.
real Dr. Eggman. He's got to gain some weight so he can look like real Dr. Eggman.
Yeah.
But well, Adam, there we go, man. We have it. We wrapped it up. We started with 64 and we ended with 1, and Dumb and Dumber is the
I
one
did
who
not have
won,
that on the bingo card.
who
I
won
did
the
not.
whole thing.
Just
Dumb
like
and
I
Dumber
didn't
won the
have
whole
Michigan
thing.
winning, I didn't have Dumb and Dumber, but there you have it. Man, if this doesn't give you a reason to check us out wherever you get your social media, I don't know what will. Thanks to Edward and Brent Thrax for disagreeing with us so many times. That was epic. New episodes of Sports Idiot Nation come to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which means we will see you Friday. Thank you for watching this episode of Sports Idiot Nation. Remember, we are on all social media and on YouTube, and the podcast can be found on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Remember, new episodes are every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And remember, because you watch Sports Idiot Nation,
You would be the smartest idiot in the whole world.